Hey girl, welcome to episode 163, where I'm talking about mental conditioning. What is it, and what are you missing out on right now because you don't believe that you deserve it? If you've been thinking about recovery and it just seems way too hard, it seems like every day just you're failing, I want you to know you're not alone. You can lean in, you can change your future. And you can also use mental conditioning to help you do just that. Let's dive into this one, friend. Hey girl, welcome to the Her Best Self podcast. I'm Lindsay Nickel, former competitive figure skater and perfectionist, turned God-led imperfect boy mom and digital CEO. If you find yourself constantly thinking about food and wondering if you'll wake up one day free from the obsessive thoughts and behaviors controlling your life, then I've created this podcast for you. Because I know exactly what it's like to be a downright hot mess, trapped in a destructive cycle of disordered eating. I finally found freedom, and you can too, girlfriend. So if you're ready to heal your relationship with food and body and break the chains of control and show up in your best health, then grab your favorite Tarjay journal and let's get to it. So you can start living your best life as your best self. So I want to start this episode out really strong with a powerful question that you can ask yourself. What, sis, are you missing out on right now because you don't believe that you deserve it? You see, your mind, it just has so much power. What you believe is actually what ends up happening. What you believe, you become. And while this is game-changing, it's also extremely scary. What do you believe? Really believe about you, about your worth, about what you deserve. Because you are worthy just because you're here, just because you're alive, just because you woke up this morning. And what a privilege that is. But the problem is that so many women right now, maybe you being one of them, are stuck in your heart, not actually believing that you can be better. So I wanted to start this one with this question of what is it that you are missing out on because you don't believe you deserve it? Because years of my life, I was missing out on a life of freedom. Deep down inside my spirit, inside my heart, I felt like I wasn't worthy of it. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I was always going to be this way. I want you to ask yourself, do you feel like that? Do you believe that you belong recovered? Because the truth is that you won't ever be where you don't believe you belong. The point of this episode today is to talk about mental conditioning, which is the process of training your mind to modify your thoughts, to think about your attitude, to change those negative beliefs that are inside of you. Just like conditioning your body over and over gives you stronger muscles with every single rep, the same goes for mental conditioning and your mind. And I'm a firm believer that without mental conditioning, it's really hard to get out of years of disordered eating patterns and behaviors. The biggest difference between someone who takes action and someone who doesn't take action is the force of certainty behind it. And when I was thinking about this topic for the show, I was thinking about the Olympics and just the mental conditioning that it takes to be a high caliber athlete. The reality is no one that has won an Olympic gold medal probably believed they couldn't, right? And if you were to sit down and interview all of the greats in any sport, they have already in their mind envisioned that win. A really great story about Roger Bannister. So in 1954, Roger Bannister ran a 4-minute mile. But prior to him doing this, every single person believed that it was completely impossible, that the 4-minute mile was not possible for a human to run. And not only did he practice physically to train and condition to make his goal a reality, but Roger trained his mind. He envisioned himself tying up his shoelaces. He envisioned himself going across the finish line at a 4-minute mile. He envisioned so much with certainty that it nearly became impossible for his mind to imagine it not happening. And that's what it takes to find freedom. You have to get so obsessed with overcoming that you can't imagine life being stuck here any longer. Within 2 years, Roger Bannister ran a 4-minute mile. 37 people ran a 4-minute mile. But the reality is no one up to that point ever believed it was possible. Not only did he overcome something that was deemed impossible physically, within 2 years, 37 other people had that transfer of belief, and it became possible for them too. Why am I sharing this with you, girl? You have limiting beliefs right now. We all have limiting beliefs, but your mind has so much power. And so today I want you to think about, what am I missing out on in my life right this second because I don't believe I deserve it and because I truly don't believe it's possible? In order to get to the impossible, let's say that you're in this place where recovery feels impossible, like impossible. I get it, because I lived there for so many years. First, you have to define your dream. If being recovered is what you want, you have to define it. Then you have to visualize it being hard. It's going to be hard. Anything worth doing is hard. Next, you have to get so familiar with this version of you and this belief that it feels like not accomplishing it would be the failure. And then you have to put yourself in your dream. You have to check yourself. Where have you been in agreement, believing these lies that have been keeping you here for so long? This part is game changing because this requires you to reject your old you. Overcoming these beliefs that you're always going to be this way, overcoming these beliefs that recovery is not possible, overcoming these beliefs that you're always going to count calories and steps, overcoming these beliefs that maybe for her it's possible but not for me, is going to require you getting so obsessed with your goal of it becoming possible. You are so obsessed with your goal of having a better and a healthier life that you won't settle for anything less than a better and a healthier life. I want you to check in today, friend. I want you to set a goal for your recovery. What are you missing out on because you don't believe you belong? I remember looking back in high school. Can you remember high school and just being in the cafeteria? And I remember one day carrying my lunch and wanting to sit down at this table, but it was all the really, really popular people. And I felt like I didn't belong there. So I just kept walking by. I kept walking by. How many rooms are you missing out on because you feel like you don't belong in them? How many people are you missing out on meeting because you're isolating with a disorder, because you feel like you don't belong? Sis, in order to become a version of you that's different than the version you are now, you have to put yourself in your dream. Your past is not your potential. All part of mental conditioning is setting a goal and getting super visual on that goal. I want you to think about all the ways that recovery will be hard. I want you to close your eyes, imagine yourself going back to old ways, imagine yourself having moments where you feel like it's never going to work out. And then I want you to visualize. I want you to visualize yourself eating that sandwich. I want you to visualize yourself preparing dinner. I want you to visualize yourself going out to eat with friends and ordering something off the menu just because it feels good. When you get out of the environment that you've allowed yourself to be in, that's keeping you stuck and sick, you can graduate to a new one by simply putting your foot down with you. Visualize the hard. Mentally condition it, because your mind has so much power, and what you believe you actually become. The reality is that you're not ever going to be somewhere that your brain doesn't believe that you belong there. Create that positive dialogue in your mind to help you through this process. Right? So, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm about to do this. Okay, well, how can I show up for myself today? How can I honor my body today? Maybe for the first time, I'm having carbs at breakfast. Maybe for the first time, I'm having breakfast. That version of me is going to be so proud of the version right now that's choosing to become better, to be better. And then get really intentional and focused. Sis, this is all part of the process. Building a healthy relationship with you, yes, it requires conditioning of your body and nourishment of your body. But there is nothing like mental conditioning. Mental conditioning is when you can train your mind to go, not today, not today. I'm not going to have that negative self-talk. I'm not going to allow myself to go there in my mind. I'm going to stop. I'm going to hold my thought captive when I'm trying to check the label as I prep for dinner. I'm going to hold my thought captive when I'm trying to put my body down. And then I'm going to have some reflection and relaxation. I am going to sit with myself, honor that right now my feelings aren't the best. Right now I feel stuck. Right now I don't even know if it's for me. But can I choose right now to go, you know what? I'm missing out on so much happiness in my life. I'm missing out on so much joy in my life because I don't believe I deserve it. Ask yourself today, sis, do you believe you belong recovered? And then give yourself permission to heal and to feel and to adapt to that new version of you. Give yourself a chance to experience your dream. The more that your brain becomes acquainted with your dream, the more that you believe you belong in your dream. I didn't experience recovery or any inkling of it until I believed I was worthy of recovery. I didn't experience freedom or any version of it until I decided I wasn't going to continue to identify with being a prisoner. I didn't experience a life without calorie counting or excessive exercise until I started envisioning a life that wasn't that. Sis, you belong in your dream. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening, because you want more out of life and you're tired of missing out on life. It's time you level up. Direct your energy right now to the things that you truly want. And as I wrap up the end of this episode, I want you to do just that. Write a list. What is it that you want? What are you missing out on because you don't believe that you deserve it? What does that dream of freedom look like to you? What would a life be like if you weren't obsessed about food or calories or what you're going to eat next and when you're going to eat it? How would you show up and live if you already believed you belonged recovered? I believe you belong recovered. And not just because I'm recovered, but because I believe that if I can do this, you can too. Sister friend, define your dream. Visualize how hard it is. Get familiar with this belief inside of you that is keeping you here and go, no. I'm going to get so obsessed with my goal of a better and a healthier life for me that I'm not settling for this life any longer. I'm not identifying with her. And then put yourself in an environment that is going to help you heal. Sis, if you're looking for that environment, I would love for you to come on out to our free community. You can find us at herbestselfsociety.com. I would love to get to know you. I'd love to be able to help you as you navigate your own recovery. Coaches are there to help you with the here and the now. Because sis, I've been there, I've done that. I've had these moments of despair where I just felt like I was living in somebody else's body. And I certainly was not living the life that I should have been. There's no shame there. There's just nothing but love over here as I open up my arms to you and tell you that there is more to this life. And I fully believe that you can live it with mental conditioning, with showing up for yourself, and with allowing your past to no longer define where you're headed in the future. You will get there. If you're looking for a coach, I would love to chat with you. You can find out more about how we can partner together over at herbestself.co. Be on the lookout. I've got some great updates coming your way as we enter into the fall season. There's so much that we're doing behind the scenes over here. Can't wait to share them all with you. I love you, girl. Hope this one has been helpful, and I hope you share it with somebody that you love. Until next time, bye for now. Oh, friend, thank you so much for letting me share what was on my heart today. My hope for this podcast is to help more women find freedom from food and body. If this has empowered or blessed you, let me know. I'd be honored for your rating and review of my show, and I'd love to connect with you in my private Facebook community. You really can move from perfection to purpose. Let's break the chains together. I'll help navigate the way. Until next time, bye for now, girl.